It's my day off, so figured why not work some more. I've got some parts in for my little sambar. I was picking up some sticks in the yard and it just died on me. I thought it was the run out of gas, so I put a little gas in it. Maybe my gauge was wrong and didn't start back. It just cranked, no start, and pushed it back in the driveway and started looking at it, and it had a blown fuse. I put a fuse in it and started right up, and I thought it was good, and it started smoking. I thought it was about to catch on fire. Whenever I looked back, it was more smoke than usual, and so I shut it off and started looking at videos and stuff, and I found one. I had the same problem. Solenoid, the wires burn off of it, and that's where all my smoke and stuff was coming from. But I actually took the insides out of it. It's like a little solenoid plunger here, and just to get me by, so I could drive it while I was waiting on the parts for about three weeks to a month, I guess, or maybe even longer. Seemed like about 2 months. But I just unplugged the burn off wires that were on the harness side of the vehicle, and then I unbolted this, and I took the plunger out that was inside. Let me see, I think I still got the parts. Yeah, this was what was in it. This little plunger I got here was in there, so I just took that out and bolted it back up to get me by. It did run kind of rough like that. It didn't start up good and kind of idled higher than normal, but I was able to drive it like that. I also noticed when I was in here last time that this boot the clamp was here and it had a crack all the way around, so I cut it back and slid it up. But ordered one of those while I was at it, and also ordered a fuel pump and a couple other things. But right now I'm just going to be doing this solenoid and maybe this boot here in a minute. But got the new solenoid in. I ordered them. Here's a part number if anybody needs it. I know everybody's kind of stingy about their part numbers on these things, but ordered it through Amayama, which is a Japanese company, and did take a little while to get here, but I was all right with that because they were the only people that really had the parts or breakdowns to find parts, and they did have a pretty good parts lookup. And these are OEM. That's what it's supposed to look like. My wires are burnt out. So. There was two covers up, or at least this cover over this, and it had two bolts on top. Pulled it off to get to there, just to get to that solenoid in the top of the airbox. Here, it's pretty easy to take loose. This wire, I forgot, the wire on this solenoid, I believe one of them grounded to the body. I think this one was just over here on one of these. Maybe I'm wrong, it could have been there, possibly, but I don't think so because I haven't had that one loose. And then the other, this longer wire, it went to this plug over here. And there's another wire in it. And there's it's hard to see, but there was a clip on that plug that I had to pull up instead of pushing down. I had to kind of go in here with my finger and pry up on it to release that plug. And then that wire goes into the back here. Luckily, the new one, I unplugged that on the old one too because it was just a dangling wire that would have been a hot when the key was on. So I unplugged it whenever I took the solenoid out and just left it. The new one comes with a little grommet on it, and it'll push and click in, but it actually wraps around the front side. We got to take this little boot off. Well, took that boot off, and this plunger will just fall out, so be careful about that. The wires were down, so it can only go two ways, either like that or that, and I do remember they were down. So I had to pause it because I needed both my hands, but I routed that wire down this way and then underneath the intake hose, and then come out over here. And I'll put it in the plug in just a second. It pretty much just pushes in the backside of that plug and it'll lock in. This front bolt is difficult to get to. This one right here. I've dropped it a few times and you get these brackets in the way.